Well, howdy. How old are you, honey? 19? My, you look young. Now, you best be careful now. Don't get too close. I have been known to rob the cradle. My last husband was only 19, still in high school. But things didn't work out. I have no bitter feelings. Donnie was a real man. Now, the papers accused him of being a faggot and all because he was delicate in some ways, but only in some ways. Oh, as you can see, I'm not well. Not well at all. The doctors are fucking up. I've been here for the past 3 days, and they says they can't find what's wrong with me. Says they think I'll be ready to go back to my cell tomorrow. Now, it don't take a medical degree to find a bowel obstruction. Do you know what I'm saying? I keep telling them, I say, look, don't fuck with me. I'm a nurse. I've worked in places that would make your job look like a cakewalk. Yesterday, I had to order one of the prison doctors to give me an enema. Now, any grandmother knows how to administer one of those. I know what you come for. You come to see me tell you the truth. You want to hear me say that I killed at least 13 babies because it is easier for you to believe that a nurse is evil than it is for you to believe that God has strange reasons for making the well sick enough to die in your arms. Okay, here goes. I'm Genene Jones, the baby killer. Well, at least that's what they said on 2020. But 2020 is no different than local rags that are printed. I know myself well enough to know that I would never hurt another human being. Now, what and who I hurt was prestige and big money. And I will tell you now that if I had to do it again, knowing what I know now, I would do it again. I would fight God for those kids. Now, I was the one responsible for the investigation at the hospital. Because of that report they did about the deaths on my shifts, the hospital lost mega bucks. Administrators were fired, grants were lost, and all hell broke loose. Now, some people say the hospital never officially fired me because they were so afraid I would sue. And I would have too. But there is another reason they kept me on staff as long as they did. Now, I believe they was thinking that I would be able to save all those sick babies that kept coming in. Well, that's why Dr. Rothbottom always defended me until the job pressures got to him and he had his mental breakdown of sorts. Oh, there were those that had it in for me. The resident doctors, they would come waltzing into the ICU with their fancy education and not even know how and when to intubate. Now, they hated me because I could run that unit in my sleep, and they didn't want to take orders from a nurse. If I am guilty of one thing, it's of being too aggressive for some people to handle. I can be downright threatening. I'm a very feeling person. Now, when you work in the infant ICU and you see what goes on in there, you can't help but fall in love with those kids. I always cry when a baby dies. You can almost explain away an adult death. Like when Daddy died of cancer. Well, he just fell apart a piece at a time until one day he couldn't even come downstairs for dinner and Mama had to feed him baby food. Then he just disappeared inside. But that's nothing compared to the death of a little one. Now, Daddy had a long and prosperous life. It was him who convinced my mama to adopt my brothers and my sister and me. He lived loud and hard, and then he left. But at least when an adult dies, you can say they've had a full life. Now, when a baby dies, they have been cheated. They have been cheated out of a hell of a lot. I am less angry now than I used to be. I used to have a lot of hatred for a lot of people. And of course, that hatred would come out as confusion because the obvious question, why? Why is this all centered around me? But you have to quit asking that after a while. You have to let that go. I've been given time to understand Jesus. Although I am leaning toward the Jewish religion now. I feel no pressure to assure my innocence. If you saw me in the ICU, you would know that no one cared more about those kids than I did. They called it the death shift. That time between 3 and 11 p.m. when the babies' little lives would just slip right by us.